Welcome to a quiet corner of the universe, where stardust whispers and time drifts like a feather on a still breeze. Tonight, we are going to journey across the solar system and beyond, through 100 gently told truths about planets, designed to lull the mind and soften the edges of the day. In the last 4.5 billion years, our solar system has spun countless stories into space, each one held in the glowing silence of the planets that orbit our sun. From storms larger than Earth to nights that last for weeks, the worlds that surround us are full of quiet surprises and cosmic calm. Scientists have found that the winds on Neptune can reach speeds of over 1,200 miles per hour, while deep inside Saturn, rain may fall in the form of diamonds. If you enjoy these gentle science journeys, I invite you to like and subscribe, or share a favorite fact in the comments. It helps others find their way here too, one sleepy soul at a time. For now, there's nothing you need to do but rest. Settle in, breathe deeply, and let's begin. Fact 1. Mercury, the smallest planet in our solar system, is just over 3,000 miles wide, making it only slightly larger than Earth's moon. Despite being closest to the Sun, it isn't the hottest planet. That title belongs to Venus. On Mercury, the temperature can swing from 800 degrees Fahrenheit in the daytime to minus 290 degrees at night. There is no thick atmosphere to trap heat, so the warmth of day escapes into the silence of space as the night falls. In this lonely place, a day lasts longer than a year. One full day-night cycle takes 176 Earth days. In the deep black above Mercury's ridged surface, time seems to slow and stretch, as if the universe itself is yawning at the edge of light. Fact 2. Venus, often called Earth's twin because of its similar size and composition, is a planet veiled in mystery and cloud. Wrapped in thick layers of carbon dioxide, its atmosphere creates a runaway greenhouse effect, making it the hottest planet in our solar system. Surface temperatures average around 864 degrees Fahrenheit, hot enough to melt lead. Beneath this dense golden haze, Venus hides a slow-motion rotation. It spins backward, and one day on Venus lasts longer than its year. Its skies are filled with clouds of sulfuric acid, and yet, high above, scientists imagine floating platforms where conditions could someday support robotic explorers. There are no breezes as we know them, only the rush of thick, toxic winds brushing against volcanic plains under a sun that rises in the west and sets in the east, a place of dreamlike inversions and perpetual heat. Fact 3. Earth, our blue and breathing home, is the only planet known to cradle life. At just over 7,900 miles wide, it dances delicately between extremes, not too hot, not too cold, in what astronomers call the Goldilocks zone. About 71% of Earth's surface is covered in water, and from space, it looks like a swirling marble of oceans, clouds, and continents adrift in gentle motion. Earth rotates once every 24 hours, giving us the rhythm of day and night, while a single orbit around the Sun takes 365.25 days. Its magnetic field shields us from solar winds, and its moon, the only one with a name echoed in lullabies, helps steady the planet's tilt, shaping the seasons. Through thick forests, silent deserts, and the hush of snow-covered mountains, Earth breathes in and out, a living world rotating within the quiet hum of the cosmos. Fact 4. Mars, the Red Wanderer, carries with it the quiet memory of a place that may once have flowed with rivers. Its rust-colored surface, brushed in fine dust and iron oxide, shines under a pale orange sky. Mars is half the size of Earth, about 4,200 miles wide, and its temperatures often dip far below freezing. Yet frozen beneath its dusty crust, there may still be water locked in icy reserves. Towering above the plains is Olympus Mons, the largest volcano in the solar system, standing at nearly 13.6 miles high, 3 times taller than Mount Everest. A single Martian day, called a sol, lasts just over 24 hours, and its thin atmosphere whispers with ghostly winds. Sometimes, global dust storms wrap the planet in a soft, rust-colored veil for weeks at a time, as though the world itself is turning slowly within a dream of long-lost oceans and ancient weather, waiting and still beneath its silent skies. Fact 5. Jupiter, the gas giant, is the largest planet in our solar system, stretching over 86,800 miles wide, more than 11 times the diameter of Earth. It is a world without a solid surface, a swirling expanse of hydrogen and helium, crowned by the vast and stormy eye known as the Great Red Spot, a churning tempest twice the size of Earth that has raged for more than 350 years. Jupiter's rapid rotation, completing a turn every 10 hours, flattens its poles and stretches its equator. More than 90 moons drift through its orbit, led by the icy Europa and the volcanic Io, each holding mysteries of their own. Radiating more heat than it receives from the Sun, Jupiter hums with unseen energy, wrapped in bands of clouds that ripple like distant thunder through a sky of color and wind, an eternal storm song echoing in endless motion above a core we cannot see. Fact 6. Saturn, the jewel of the solar system, spins in quiet majesty over 746 million miles from the warmth of the Sunday. Its iconic rings, made mostly of ice and tiny fragments of rock, stretch more than 175,000 miles wide, but are usually no thicker than a kilometer, delicate as a whisper across space. Saturn is a gas giant like Jupiter, with a diameter over 72,000 miles, and it also lacks a solid surface. Winds on Saturn can reach speeds of over 1 to 1,000 miles per hour, brushing across its golden atmosphere in soft, powerful ribbons. The planet's magnetic field is second only to Jupiter's, and its interior may rain diamonds formed under high pressure. With more than 140 known moons, including the hazy Titan, Saturn is like a celestial orchestra, its pieces spinning gently in concert, held in place by invisible harmonies. It turns once every 10.7 hours, and though from afar it gleams with serenity, Saturn is a place of quiet extremes, where time curls softly around light and shadow. Fact 7. Uranus, the pale blue sentinel, spins tilted on its side like a giant rolling marble, with an axial tilt of 98 degrees that sets it apart from every other planet. It is the third largest planet in our solar system, measuring over 31,000 miles in diameter, and it orbits the Sun once every 84 Earth years. This ice giant's atmosphere is composed of hydrogen, helium, and a touch of methane, which gives it its soft cyan hue. Around it drift faint, dark rings, and at least 27 known moons, many named after characters from literature. Temperatures on Uranus can plunge as low as -371 degrees Fahrenheit, making it one of the coldest places in the solar system. There is a gentle stillness to this world, where seasons last over 20 Earth years, and the pale sunlight touches the atmosphere like a soft breath against frost. Suspended in the deep twilight of the outer solar system, Uranus turns slowly in silence, a world of sideways motion and subtle grace. Fact 8. Neptune, the farthest known planet from the Sun, orbits at a staggering distance of nearly 2.8 billion miles. This deep indigo world is an ice giant like Uranus, cloaked in shimmering clouds of methane and streaked with high-altitude winds faster than any on Earth. These winds can reach speeds of over 1,200 miles per hour, circling the planet in swift, ghost-like currents. Neptune has a diameter of about 30,600 miles and completes one orbit every 165 Earth years, moving with glacial patience through the cold, dim outskirts. Faint rings encircle it, and beneath its tranquil blue surface may lie hidden layers of water, ammonia, and rock. The largest moon, Triton, travels in reverse orbit, a frozen companion that may have once roamed the Kuiper belt before being captured by Neptune's gravity. Here, far beyond the warmth of sunlight, everything is hushed and distant, like a forgotten dream wrapped in ice and time. Fact 9. Pluto, once considered the 9th planet and now reclassified as a dwarf planet, resides in the dim reaches of the Kuiper belt, about 3.7 billion miles from the Sunday. It is a small world, only about 1,473 miles wide, roughly 2/3 the width of Earth's moon, yet it carries an icy majesty all its own. Pluto's surface is a mosaic of frozen nitrogen plains, towering ice mountains, and mysterious reddish patches formed by organic molecules. Its atmosphere is thin and seasonal, expanding when it draws closer to the sun and collapsing into frost as it retreats. A year on Pluto lasts 248 Earth years, and a single day stretches just over 6 Earth days. Its largest moon, Charon, is so similar in size that they orbit each other like a slow dance, locked in mutual gaze. In this faraway realm, where sunlight is no brighter than twilight, Pluto drifts through the cosmos wrapped in silence and distance, an icy echo of forgotten beginnings. Fact 10. Ceres, the largest object in the asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter, is classified as a dwarf planet. At about 590 miles wide, it contains approximately 1/3 of the mass of the entire asteroid belt. Ceres is a rocky, icy world with mysterious bright spots in the Akata crater, believed to be salt deposits left behind by briny water that once seeped up from below the surface. Unlike its celestial neighbors, it may still harbor subsurface reservoirs of liquid, shielded beneath layers of rock and ice. Ceres completes its gentle rotation in just over 9 hours and orbits the Sun every 4.6 Earth years. Its surface, speckled with ancient craters and shadowed valleys, reflects a past shaped by hidden reactions and silent pressures. Orbiting in quiet solitude, Ceres is like a forgotten pearl among stones, and within its crust may lie secrets of a solar system still whispering its first dreams. Fact 11. Eris, a distant dwarf planet beyond Pluto, reigns near the icy edge of our solar system in the scattered disk region. Discovered in 2005, Eris is nearly the same size as Pluto, measuring about 1,445 miles across. But it is slightly more massive, tipping the gravitational scales just enough to stir debate and redefine what a planet is. Eris takes approximately 557 Earth years to complete one orbit around the Sun, wandering along an elongated path cloaked in cosmic chill. Its surface is coated in a layer of frozen methane, giving it a pale, mirror-like shine that reflects much of the faint sunlight it receives. One of the coldest known worlds in the solar family, temperatures dip below -4 to 100 degrees Fahrenheit, and its small moon Dysnomia revolves silently nearby. Eris drifts in the deep outer shadows where starlight barely reaches, a quiet kingdom of distance and ice, moving slowly through a realm where time runs deep and still. Fact 12. Haumea, another dwarf planet in the Kuiper belt, spins with extraordinary speed, completing a full rotation in just under 4 Earth hours. This rapid spin stretches Haumea into an elongated, egg-like shape, unlike any other known planet or moon. Measuring about 1,400 miles across its longest axis, Haumea is covered in crystalline water ice, suggesting a history of collisions and resurfacing. It is accompanied by 2 small moons, Namaka and Hiyaka, named after Hawaiian goddesses, reflecting the planet's own mythological namesake. Haumea also has a thin ring system, making it one of the very few known bodies beyond the giant planets to possess such a feature. Orbiting the Sun every 284 years, It drifts through the outer solar system like a frozen dancer in slow motion, twirling with poise through the faint glow of twilight. In the hush of this distant domain, the rhythm of Haumea's spin echoes like a heartbeat in deep space, swift yet strangely serene. Fact 13. Makemake, a distant dwarf planet also residing in the Kuiper belt, reflects sunlight off its bright, icy surface as it drifts over 4 billion miles from the Sunday. Discovered in 2005 and named after the Rapa Nui god of creation and fertility, Makemake is roughly 870 miles wide and lacks a substantial atmosphere. Its surface is believed to be coated with frozen methane and ethane, giving it a reddish tint under the pale, scattered sunlight. In 2016, astronomers discovered a small moon orbiting Makemake, temporarily called MK2, shrouded in shadow and orbiting unseen for decades. A full orbit around the Sun takes Makemake about 305 Earth years, its path delicately arcing through the cold, dim outreaches of the solar system. It rotates once every 22.5 hours, offering a day-night cycle in the chill beyond Neptune. Silent and reflective, Makemake glides quietly among the frozen remnants of our system's formation, a lonely shard of distant light spinning slowly through the dark tapestry of space. Fact 14. The Moon, Earth's constant companion through the cosmic night, is not considered a planet, yet its influence shapes life on Earth in gentle rhythms. Just over 2,100 miles across, it orbits our world at an average distance of 238,855 miles, tugging at oceans and guiding tides with a gravitational touch. Its surface is marked by ancient craters and vast plains of solidified lava called Maria, named during a time when early astronomers believed them to be seas. A single moonrise unveils past collisions frozen in time, preserved in silence and stone. The moon rotates once every 27.3 days, the same time it takes to orbit Earth, which means we always see the same face. This tidal locking, like an eternal gaze, reflects a quiet, unchanging presence. In the calm light of its phases, the moon keeps watch over sleeping cities and forests alike, holding court in the night sky with a pale and steady glow, a celestial lantern glowing through Earth's dreams. Fact 15. Phobos, the larger and closer of Mars's two moons, is a tiny, irregularly shaped rock only about 14 miles across, smaller than many cities on Earth. Racing around Mars in just over 7 hours, Phobos orbits faster than the planet rotates, meaning it rises in the west and sets in the east 3 times each Martian day. Its surface is scarred with craters and grooves, likely etched by ancient impacts and the slow strain of tidal forces pulling it inward. Scientists believe that Phobos may eventually break apart, its fragments forming a delicate ring around Mars in millions of years. From the surface of the red planet, Phobos would appear as a swift shadow sweeping across the sky, like a passing thought or a fleeting dream, always hurrying toward the horizon. In the soft stillness of Martian twilight, it moves unseen, a fading echo orbiting ever closer to its silent fall. Fact 16. Deimos, the smaller sibling of Phobos, drifts farther from Mars in a slow and quiet orbit. Measuring just about 7.7 miles across, Deimos is one of the tiniest known moons in the solar system, little more than a floating boulder gliding through space. It completes an orbit around Mars in roughly 30.3 hours, moving so slowly across the Martian sky that it rises like a star and stays visible for days. Its surface is smoother than Phobos's, blanketed by a fine layer of dusty regolith that mutes the sharpness of its craters. Named after the Greek spirit of dread, Deimos travels through the Martian night as a passive watcher, a silent companion trailing above the rust-colored deserts below. There is a deep calm in its endless drift, a soft rhythm of distance and shadow as it circles Mars. Unseen and undisturbed, a gentle mark upon the still canvas of space. Fact 17. Ganymede, the largest moon in the solar system, orbits Jupiter in a silent voyage 665,000 miles above the planet's swirling clouds. At over 3,270 miles wide, it is even larger than Mercury and not far behind Mars in size. Ganymede has a magnetic field of its own, the only moon known to do so, and below its icy surface lies a vast ocean, potentially holding more water than all of Earth's seas combined. Its terrain is a mix of bright grooves and dark plains, sculpted over billions of years by tectonic shifts and ancient impacts. Aurora-like bands flicker near its poles as charged particles stream across magnetic lines. From its surface, the clouds of Jupiter loom impossibly large, like a painted firmament turning slowly. In the frozen hush of this world, beneath pale sunlight and endless shadow, Ganymede drifts in steady rhythm, carrying its secrets beneath miles of silent ice, like a frozen heart waiting in twilight. Fact 18. Callisto, the second largest moon of Jupiter, floats nearly 1.2 million miles from the planet, suspended in the deep black stillness of Jupiter's outer magnetosphere. With a diameter of about 2,995 miles, Callisto is almost the same size as Mercury, yet unlike its more dynamic sibling moons, it shows little geological activity. Its surface is the most heavily cratered in the solar system, holding the echoes of countless ancient impacts, each one a frozen ripple in time. Beneath this battered exterior, scientists believe an underground ocean may slumber, concealed beneath an icy crust nearly 60 miles thick. Callisto orbits slowly, completing one journey around Jupiter every 17 Earth days, and its rotation is locked with its orbit, always showing the same face to its parent planet. It has no internal heat to drive tides or volcanoes, only a cold and steady rhythm born from quiet inertia. In this outer solitude, Callisto remains calm and unchanged, like a cosmic reliquary, a silent witness to the early whispers of the solar system. Fact 19. Io, the innermost of Jupiter's 4 largest moons, is a world of fire rather than ice. Just over 2,260 miles wide, this volcanic moon is constantly reshaped by intense geological activity driven by the gravitational pull of Jupiter and its sibling moons. Io is the most volcanically active body in the solar system, with hundreds of volcanoes, some erupting lava fountains dozens of miles into the sky. Its surface is covered in patches of yellow, white, and red, colored by sulfur and silicate compounds that give it an otherworldly, marbled appearance. Mountains taller than Everest rise from its plains, while lava flows run like molten rivers beneath a thin, toxic atmosphere. As it orbits within Jupiter's powerful magnetic field, Io generates electric currents and auroras that dance faintly across distant skies. In this world of restless energy, heat and light pulse in rhythmic eruptions, a fierce yet hypnotic contrast to the cold silence that surrounds it. Fact 20. Europa, one of Jupiter's Galilean moons, glides through space with a frozen shell that may conceal a vast subsurface ocean. Slightly smaller than Earth's moon, Europa measures about 1,940 miles across, its icy surface etched with long, dark streaks, signs of shifting plates and possible upwelling waters below. Temperatures on the surface barely rise above -260 degrees Fahrenheit, yet beneath that chill may stir a world of warmth driven by tidal heating from Jupiter's gravity. Scientists believe Europa's hidden ocean contains twice as much water as those of Earth combined, gently sloshing in darkness beneath the crust. Occasional plumes of water vapor have been detected erupting into space, brief and silent geysers hinting at the life-sustaining forces deep below. In the quiet majesty of its orbit, Europa circles Jupiter every 3.5 days, a frozen moon with the potential to carry ancient liquid echoes waiting patiently beneath a cloak of ice and time. Fact 21. Titan, the largest moon of Saturn and the second largest moon in the solar system, stands out as a world shaped by both ice and atmosphere. It is one of the rare moons that possesses a thick and hazy atmosphere, denser than Earth's, composed mostly of nitrogen with a touch of methane. Titan's surface temperature hovers around -290 degrees Fahrenheit, where rivers and lakes are not made of water, but of liquid methane and ethane, flowing slowly across icy plains. Beneath its crust, scientists suspect an internal ocean of liquid water might rest, warmed by tidal forces deep below. Its golden mist filters the weak sunlight, casting a dreamy amber glow across dunes, mountains, and methane seas like Ligeia Mare. With gravity weaker than Earth's and pressure similar to underwater conditions, a person might walk its surface in slow motion, wrapped in mist and silence. More than just a moon, Titan is a landscape of alien weather and slow, gentle cycles, echoing the Earth in form, but bathed in the hush of another kind of sky. Fact 22. Enceladus, one of Saturn's smaller moons, measures just about 313 miles across, yet it holds some of the greatest mysteries in the solar system. Its surface gleams bright white, covered in a layer of fresh ice that reflects nearly all the sunlight that touches it. Beneath this icy shell lies a global ocean of liquid water, hidden under miles of frozen crust. From fractures near its south pole, called tiger stripes, Enceladus regularly sprays plumes of water, vapor, and ice particles into space, forming a halo that feeds Saturn's E-ring. These icy geysers hint at hydrothermal activity on the ocean floor, raising the quiet possibility of life in its dark waters. Tidal forces from Saturn keep this tiny moon warm within, stirring the ocean and shaping its frozen lands. Floating through the soft expanse of rings and shadow, Enceladus moves like a secret whispered into the quiet night, a shining pocket of warmth and wonder sealed beneath silver frost. Fact 23. Mimas, another of Saturn's many moons, is a small, icy sphere just over 246 miles wide, yet it leaves a vivid impression due to the enormous crater that dominates its face. Known as Herschel Crater, this impact site stretches about 80 miles across, nearly a third the diameter of the Moon itself, giving Mimas a distinct resemblance to the fictional Death Star. The Moon's orbit lies close to Saturn's rings, completing a full circle around the planet every 23 hours. Its surface is frozen and cratered, bearing the scars of ancient collisions, and temperatures drop to nearly -330 degrees Fahrenheit in its shaded plains. What appears to be a simple ball of ice and rock may hold unexpected mysteries, as gravitational studies suggest slight interior shifts or complexities beneath its crust. Mimas drifts silently through Saturn's shadow, a scarred and watchful relic from the early days of solar formation, keeping its secrets behind a face marked by cosmic memory and quiet resilience. Fact 24. Tethys, a serene and icy moon of Saturn, spans about 660 miles in diameter and orbits the giant planet every 1.9 Earth days. Its surface is a canvas of brightness and silence, composed almost entirely of reflective water ice, making it one of the most radiant objects in the solar system. The surface is marked by the vast Ithaca Chasma, a deep canyon system that stretches over 1,200 miles, nearly 3/4 of Tethys's entire circumference, as if the moon cracked long ago and then froze in place. Another defining feature is the giant crater Odysseus, spanning nearly 280 miles across, whose subtle dome and surrounding ridges rest like a faded memory of an ancient impact. Despite its frozen quiet, Tethys may hold secrets deep within, as gravity studies suggest, a composition not entirely uniform. In the hush of Saturn's kingdom, Tethys drifts like a snowflake too large to melt, its frosted face aglow in the twilight shimmer of rings and reflections, a moon carved from ice and time. Fact 25. Dione, another icy companion of Saturn, spans roughly 698 miles in diameter and bears the marks of a layered history. Its surface is divided in tone, one side dull and cratered from constant impacts, the other smoother and streaked with bright, wispy lines called chasmata, hinting at tectonic fractures and possible past activity. Beneath its crust, scientists theorize the existence of a subsurface ocean, locked beneath dozens of miles of ice. Dione's orbit lies within the influence of Saturn's radiation belts, bathing it in subtle energy that may affect its surface chemistry. The Moon travels around Saturn in about 2.7 Earth days, tidally locked so that the same face is always turned toward its parent planet. Viewed from afar, Dione floats through the starlit dark like a frozen parchment marked by cosmic time, the echoes of bombardments and silent stretches of stillness etched gently across its icy skin. In the soft rhythm of its orbit, it turns like a page in an ancient, unwinding story. Fact 26. Rhea, Saturn's second largest moon, floats nearly 950 miles wide, quietly orbiting its planet every 4.5 Earth days. Its surface is a landscape of frozen stillness, layered in ancient craters and dusted with fine particles of ice. There are faint suggestions that Rhea once had, or perhaps still has, a tenuous ring system of its own, a rare and delicate feature for a moon. The icy crust may hide a soft echo of internal heat, though much about Rhea remains mysterious, veiled in frost and distance. It has almost no atmosphere to speak of, only a whisper of exospheric oxygen discovered by passing spacecraft. From space, Rhea appears as a pale, silent presence, a snow-covered relic slowly circling its luminous parent. Its slow spin and timeless surface reflect a steadiness untouched by fire or flood, a frozen hush moving through the shadows of Saturn's brilliant rings, holding time in soft suspension as it moves with undisturbed grace through the silence of space. Fact 27. Iapetus, one of Saturn's most mysterious moons, measures roughly 914 miles in diameter and enchants astronomers with its dual personality. One hemisphere gleams brightly, reflecting sunlight like fresh snow, while the other is cloaked in a dark, coal-colored coating, as if dipped in cosmic ash. This striking contrast remains one of the solar system's most puzzling features. Iapetus also rides an unusually inclined orbit, tilted 15 degrees from Saturn's equator, and lumbers through space every 79 Earth days. A great ridge stretches along parts of its equator, rising over 12 miles high in places a mountainous spine few other moons can claim. Scientists wonder if this feature marks the remnants of an ancient ring system or a collapsed moonlet. Far from the center of Saturn's ringed brilliance, Iapetus spins slowly in twilight, a moon of light and shadow, held in solitude and suspended contradictions, its battered surface quietly keeping secrets beneath the stars. Fact 28. Miranda, one of Uranus's smallest major moons, is a patchwork of disruption and calm, measuring just 293 miles across. Despite its modest size, Miranda boasts some of the most dramatic terrain in the solar system, with towering cliffs, deep canyons, and fractured surfaces etched like puzzle pieces stitched together by unseen forces. Verona Rupes, a cliff on Miranda, may be the tallest known in the solar system, plunging up to 12 miles into shadowed depth. Scientists believe Miranda's unusual landscape could be the result of ancient planetary collisions or internal heating that caused its ice and rock layers to reshape and shift. It orbits Uranus every 1.4 Earth days and remains tidally locked, always showing the same face to its planet. In this odd and quiet world where stillness coexists with the echoes of upheaval, Miranda turns slowly, a silent mosaic moving through Uranus's ghostly ring of light, holding the scars of ancient turmoil beneath a frosted hush. Fact 29. Ariel, one of Uranus's larger moons, drifts close to its icy planet, measuring about 720 miles across, cloaked in a mix of smooth plains and long canyons carved into frozen crust. Its surface bears the gentle traces of geological youth compared to other Uranian moons, with fewer craters and signs of past resurfacing, perhaps from internal warmth that briefly stirred beneath the ice. Faults and rift valleys stretch for hundreds of miles, resembling the faded lines of a whispered tale across a snow-covered field. Though the surface appears still, its patterns hint at a past of slow upheaval, now silenced under the chill of -350 degrees Fahrenheit. Ariel orbits Uranus in just over 2.5 Earth days, turning always the same face toward its ghostly parent. In the twilight that hangs over the distant reaches of the solar system, Ariel glides through a soft haze of darkness and faint starlight, a quiet map of ancient rhythms and frozen renewal whispering through the void. Fact 30. Umbriel, the darkest of Uranus's major moons, carries with it the quiet mystery of shadows. Just over 730 miles wide, it orbits the distant planet every 4.1 days, cloaked in a surface that reflects less light than soot, its darkness setting it apart from its sibling moons. The terrain is ancient and heavily cratered, with a ghostly feature near the equator known as the Wunder crater, a ring of bright material that stands in quiet contrast to the moon's otherwise inky surface. Scientists still wonder what caused this singular brightness in a world so dim. Umbriel's frozen crust has remained largely unchanged for eons, acting like a cosmic time capsule, keeping the echoes of an early solar system preserved in silence. Floating through the far reaches of the Uranian system, Umbriel moves like a forgotten shadow drifting between the stars, its stillness an invitation to wonder what secrets sleep beneath its blackened ice and eternal dark. Fact 31. Titania, the largest moon of Uranus, spans about 981 miles in diameter and carries the name of the Queen of Fairies from Shakespeare's lore. Its surface is marked by long fault lines and massive canyons, as though the frozen shell has slowly stretched and cracked over time. Scientists suggest that beneath the icy exterior, a subsurface ocean may linger, warmed faintly by the gentle friction of tidal forces. Titania completes an orbit around Uranus in 8.7 Earth days, gliding through shadow and pale sunlight with quiet poise. Though distant and dim, its surface carries a history of slow geological change and silent impacts, carved into cliffs taller than mountains and valleys deeper than dreams. In the cold, quiet corridors of the solar system, Titania turns without sound, a regal sentinel etched with the scars of time, echoing both the drama of creation and the quiet of cosmic slumber. Fact 32. Oberon, the outermost of Uranus's 5 major moons, is a shadowed world of frozen highlands and deep, ancient craters. Slightly smaller than Titania, Oberon measures about 946 miles across and orbits at a distance of over 360,000 miles from Uranus, completing each gentle journey in 13.5 Earth days. Its surface is darkened by red organic compounds accumulated over time, giving it a somber tone under the faint sunlight that reaches its far path. Some of its craters have bright, icy floors where material from beneath its crust may have once welled up and frozen in place. Long fault lines stretch silently across the terrain, hinting at distant shifts locked long ago in a cryogenic past. With almost no atmosphere and a temperature that sinks far below -350 degrees Fahrenheit, Oberon drifts through the dim edge of Uranus's domain, a moon of dusk and stillness. Bathed in the silence of remoteness, it circles in patient loneliness, a heavy sleeper cradled by the gravitational lull of deep time. Fact 33. Triton, the largest moon of Neptune, is a world of haunting strangeness and elegant reversals. Measuring about 1,680 miles across, Triton is unique among large moons because it orbits Neptune in a retrograde path, moving opposite the planet's rotation. This backward dance suggests that Triton was once a wandering object from the Kuiper belt, captured long ago by Neptune's gravity. Its surface is a pale terrain of frozen nitrogen, carbon dioxide, and water ice, marked with geysers that silently erupt dark plumes of gas and dust high into the thin atmosphere, then fall gently back down like snow. With an average temperature of -391 degrees Fahrenheit, Triton is among the coldest known places in the solar system. Beneath its icy shell, scientists believe a hidden ocean may ripple faintly in the dark. Triton completes a lonely orbit every 6 Earth days, drifting more than 220,000 miles from Neptune, a frozen poet tracing backward circles through the outer reaches of time and silence. Fact 34. Charon, Pluto's largest moon, is so massive relative to its parent that the two bodies orbit a shared point in space outside of Pluto itself. Measuring about 753 miles wide, Charon makes up over half of Pluto's diameter, and together they form a unique binary system, a celestial duet, drifting more than 3.6 billion miles from the Sunday. Its surface is scarred with vast canyons and grooved terrain, suggesting tectonic activity and possibly even a subsurface ocean now frozen in silence. The northern pole is stained by a mysterious reddish cap, likely formed from gases escaping Pluto and settling over time. Charon completes its graceful orbit around Pluto every 6.4 Earth days, perfectly synchronized, so the same faces always greet each other. In this distant corner of the Kuiper belt, Charon and Pluto twirl in eternal partnership, spinning in mutual stillness beneath the thin light of distant stars, a whispered harmony preserved in the slow spiral of forgotten time. Fact 35. Dysnomia, the faint and distant moon of Eris, orbits its massive parent in the farthest reaches of the scattered disk. Estimated to be around 435 miles across, Dysnomia is difficult to observe, cloaked in the dim light where even the sun is barely more than a bright star. It takes about 16 Earth days to complete a single orbit around Eris, following a quiet path through one of the coldest regions known to astronomers. The moon's dark surface reflects very little sunlight, hinting at an ancient composition untouched for eons. Hidden behind Eris's reflective brilliance, Dysnomia may hold clues about the formation of outer solar system bodies, fragments of a time when the planets were still gathering and drifting into place. Out here, where time becomes vague and silence deepens into unbroken stillness, Dysnomia circles endlessly, a forgotten moon adrift in a kingdom of space so far from Earth, it feels like a memory fading into a deeper dream. Fact 36. Hydra, the outermost known moon of Pluto, orbits its icy parent from a serene distance of approximately 40,500 miles, drifting ever so slowly in a dance that lasts about 38 Earth days. Discovered in 2005, along with its sister moon Nix, Hydra is a tiny, irregular body, estimated to be just over 27 miles wide, its shape more like a drifting shard than a perfect sphere. Its surface is bright, likely covered in water ice, causing it to reflect much of the dim sunlight in the outer solar system. With little mass and even less atmosphere, Hydra floats in a vacuum of extreme quiet, untouched by wind or sound. From Hydra's vantage point, the sun appears merely as a distant lantern, and Pluto and Charon circle in slow-motion ballet. In this beautiful hush beyond the giants and the belts, Hydra glimmers like a shard of frozen light, caught in an ancient orbit and wrapped in endless night, a thread in the tapestry of cosmic stillness. Fact 37. Nix, one of Pluto's smaller moons, follows a delicate path around the distant dwarf planet, orbiting at a distance of roughly 30,000 miles, estimated to be around 26 miles across. Nix is irregular in shape and lacks the symmetry of larger celestial bodies. Its surface is relatively bright, gleaming softly with water ice that reflects the faint rays of sunlight from over 3.6 billion miles away. Unlike most moons, Nix does not rotate steadily, but instead tumbles unpredictably, its motion shaped by the gravitational influence of Pluto and Charon in their binary waltz. Images sent back from NASA's New Horizons mission reveal a pale world with a reddish smudge near its center, possibly a mark from an ancient impact or the lingering trace of passing particles. Nix drifts through this outer twilight, rolling gently in a dance without rhythm, adrift in the endless hush beyond Neptune, like a forgotten note, slowly turning through the cold ethereal quiet. Fact 38. Kerberos, one of Pluto's faintest and most elusive moons, lies between the orbits of Nix and Hydra. Discovered in 2011 using the Hubble Space Telescope, Kerberos is estimated to be just 8 to 20 miles across, with a reflective double-lobed shape, suggesting it might be the result of two icy bodies merging long ago. Unlike the other moons of Pluto, Kerberos appears darker, absorbing more light and giving it a subdued, shadowy appearance. It orbits Pluto every 32 Earth days, gliding silently through the far reaches of space, its subtle path woven into the fabric of a distant system. With no atmosphere, no weather, and no sound, Kerberos is a quiet presence, almost invisible amid the larger dance of Pluto and its partner moons. Suspended in the deep dark, it passes unseen, like a ghostly echo from the earliest ages of the solar system, turning slowly where time thins and the stars grow cold. Fact 39. Styx, the smallest and innermost of Pluto's 5 known moons, traces a quiet orbit about 12,000 miles from the dwarf planet. Measuring just 6 to 9 miles across, Styx resembles a misshapen shard of icy rock, barely more substantial than a drifting snowflake in the vastness of space. It completes its orbit in just over 20 days, nestled delicately between the paths of Charon and Nix. Despite its size, Styx's motion is subtly affected by the gravitational interplay of Pluto's tightly bound moon system, causing it to tumble unpredictably, a slow, silent wobble through the cosmic dark. Scientists believe Styx formed from the same ancient collision that birthed Pluto and Charon, a frozen fragment left to circle through epochs and emptiness. Far from the warmth of the sun and untouched by time, Styx hums softly in space's deep stillness, turning like a forgotten whisper sent long ago and still echoing through the vast hush of celestial drift. Fact 40. Amalthea, one of Jupiter's inner moons, is a small, oddly shaped body measuring about 168 miles across at its longest point. Despite its modest size, Amalthea shines with peculiar vibrancy, reflecting not sunlight but Jupiter's fiery glow cast from below. It orbits at just over 112,000 miles from the giant planet, so close that it lies within Jupiter's intense radiation belt. Amalthea's reddish hue is believed to come from sulfur particles ejected by nearby volcanic Io, coating its rugged surface in a veil of cosmic dust. Its irregular shape gives it uneven gravity, and it rotates synchronously with its orbit, always facing Jupiter with one cratered cheek. From atop one of its high ridges, the view of Jupiter would fill the sky, a swirling, many-banded colossus dominating the heavens. Locked in this guardian orbit, Amalthea circles quietly amid radiation storms and golden light, a tiny sentinel warmed not by the sun, but by the restless heart of its distant, billowing parent. Fact 41. Metis, the innermost of Jupiter's known moons, orbits just 79,500 miles above the planet's cloud tops, closer than any other natural satellite in the solar system. At only about 37 miles across, Metis is a tiny, irregular world constantly battered by high-energy particles and tidal forces. It completes each orbit in a mere 7 hours, moving faster than Jupiter's own rotation, a rare distinction among moons. Because of its proximity to the giant planet, Metis is slowly being torn apart by gravitational stress, and some scientists believe it contributes material to Jupiter's faint ring system. It is a moon on the edge, pushed and pulled by immense forces, reshaped over eons into a fragment caught between gravity and light. Though seldom seen and even more rarely remembered, Metis whispers through Jupiter's inner orbit, a fleeting shadow circling in relentless hush, marking the innermost line where moon becomes dust and silence becomes drift. Fact 42. Adrastea, discovered in 1979 by the Voyager 2 spacecraft, is one of Jupiter's smallest moons and one of the few moons known to orbit its planet faster than the planet's own rotation. It is irregularly shaped and estimated to be just under 13 miles wide, making it more like a drifting shard than a classic spherical moon. Adrastea orbits just outside Metis, about 80,000 miles from Jupiter's center, completing each pass in only about 7 hours. Despite its size, this tiny body plays an important role, contributing dust and debris to Jupiter's faint ring system, much like a cosmic gardener sowing particles along a glowing path. From its jagged surface, the view of Jupiter would be immense, a horizon-filling swirl of light and storm. In this fiercely lit space so close to the gas giant's edge, Adrastea traces a delicate and dangerous line, clinging to its orbit with quiet determination, a glint of dust on the rim of a planetary crown. Fact 43. The Sun, though not a planet, stands as the heart of our solar system, binding each celestial body with threads of gravity and light. At over 865,000 miles wide, nearly 1 million Earths could fit inside it, and its core reaches temperatures of more than 27 million degrees Fahrenheit. Every 8 minutes, sunlight crosses the 93 million-mile stretch from the Sun to Earth, a quiet reminder of the scale and reach of the cosmos. This stellar giant formed about 4.6 billion years ago from a collapsing cloud of gas and dust, and has enough fuel to shine for another 5 billion years. The planets we visited tonight dance in its glow, warmed by its presence and shaped by its energy. Through all of space, the Sun whispers its warmth without sound, a silent lantern steady at the center of the celestial waltz, guiding worlds and moons with luminous fingers through the dark and infinite drift of time. Fact 44. Vesta, the second largest object in the asteroid belt after Ceres, is a protoplanet that never fully evolved. Measuring about 329 miles across, Vesta is uniquely bright among asteroids, reflecting more sunlight than most of its neighbors with a rocky surface covered in basaltic lava. Its southern hemisphere is home to a colossal crater named Rhea Silvia, which spans over 300 miles and was formed by a massive impact, leaving behind a towering central peak nearly twice the height of Mount Everest. Vesta rotates once every 5.3 hours, creating short days under the dim light between Mars and Jupiter. Scientists believe that fragments of Vesta have made their way to Earth as meteorites, providing a direct link between our world and this ancient remnant of solar system formation. Spinning silently through the asteroid belt, Vesta is a rugged time capsule, its surface carrying the scars and stories of an era when planets were still taking shape, turning endlessly within the shadows of forgotten beginnings. Fact 45. Pallas, the third largest object in the asteroid belt, measures about 318 miles across and orbits the Sun on a path tilted more than 34 degrees from the plane of the solar system, one of the most inclined of any major body. Its surface is dark and ancient, coated in silicate materials and marked by impact craters and troughs etched by collisions spanning billions of years. Pallas completes its circuit of the Sun every 4.6 years, rotating once every 7.8 hours, its shadowed features briefly kissed by faint sunlight before spinning again into darkness. Unlike Vesta's basaltic face, Pallas may preserve its original outer layers, making it a preserved relic from the era of planetary beginnings. Floating between Mars and Jupiter, it journeys quietly through a tilted corridor, like a forgotten page turned sideways among the rest, a celestial shard tumbling slowly between the planets, touched only by time, dust, and the soft gravity of its journey through the deep dark between worlds. Fact 46. Hygiea, the fourth largest object in the asteroid belt, and possibly the largest spherical asteroid, spans about 270 miles in diameter. Unlike the brighter Vesta or rugged Pallas, Hygiea has a dark, carbon-rich surface, absorbing much of the weak sunlight that grazes its orbit. It completes a rotation roughly every 13.8 hours and takes about 5.5 Earth years to orbit the Sun, journeying through the space between Mars and Jupiter in solitary grace. Scientists believe Hygiea formed from a catastrophic collision over 2 billion years ago, gradually reforming into its near-round shape. Its surface is smooth and relatively unscarred for an object of its size, suggesting a calmness after an ancient storm. Floating silently in this crowded but quiet region, Hygiea drifts like a dark pearl among rocks, slowing time in the spaces between ringed giants and inner worlds, holding ancient dust and planetary dreams inside a sphere forgotten by most, yet cradled gently in the gravity of deep space. Fact 47. Orcus, a large trans-Neptunian object residing in the scattered disk beyond Neptune, is often called the anti-Pluto due to its similar size and orbit but in opposite alignment. Measuring about 590 miles in diameter, Orcus travels on a long, elliptical path around the Sun, taking more than 247 Earth years to complete a single orbit. Like Pluto, it is accompanied by a relatively large moon, Vanth, which is about half its size. Orcus's surface shows signs of frozen methane and water ice, hinting at complex chemical reactions beneath its dark and distant crust. Temperatures can fall well below -4 to 100 degrees Fahrenheit, and the faint sunlight reaching it is little more than a ghostly glimmer. Discovered in 2004, Orcus remains a quiet giant in the frozen outskirts of the solar system, a distant echo of patterns mirrored closer to the Sunday. As it drifts through the subdued hush of the outer dark, Orcus carries the rhythm of long time and cold shadow, turning slowly in isolation, a mirrored twin of forgotten journeys and icy solitude. Fact 48. Sedna, one of the most distant known objects in the solar system, follows a vast and elongated orbit that carries it up to 900 times farther from the Sun than Earth is. Discovered in 2003, Sedna is estimated to be about 620 miles wide, with a surface coated in reddish tholins complex, organic compounds that color its icy crust. Its orbit takes around 11,400 Earth years to complete, drawing it out to the coldest edges of the known solar realm, where the Sun appears as a faint star in a sky of endless dusk. Sedna is believed to be part of the inner Oort cloud, a region where the solar system begins to blend with interstellar space. It rotates slowly, its day lasting about 10 hours, and reveals only icy silence to passing telescopes. In this farthest twilight, Sedna drifts like a solitary ember in the great cosmic sea, a flickering remnant of creation's earliest breath, moving slowly where time itself begins to melt into interstellar dreams. Fact 49. Quaoar, a distant icy world in the Kuiper belt, orbits the Sun at nearly 4 billion miles away, slowly tracing an elliptical path that takes over 284 Earth years to complete. Measuring approximately 685 miles in diameter, Quaoar is large enough to be considered a dwarf planet, and like others in its region, it is cloaked in water ice and frozen methane. In 2023, astronomers discovered that Quaoar possesses a thin, faint ring system, a surprising finding for a body of its small size, suggesting that moons and rings are not only the realm of the gas giants. Its tiny companion, Weiwot, dances along a closer orbit, a small satellite named from the mythology of the Tongva people, who also named Quaoar. In this dark frontier of the solar system, far beyond Neptune's echo, Quaoar glides with quiet dignity, a veiled voyager wrapped in ice, rings, and softly scattered light, turning with the chilled poetry of a frozen heart whispering in endless cosmic drift. Fact 50. Gonggong, a distant dwarf planet named after a Chinese water god, wanders slowly through the scattered disk far beyond Neptune. Roughly 745 miles in diameter, it shares similar characteristics with other icy trans-Neptunian objects, including water ice on its surface and a reddish tint from irradiated organic compounds called tholins. Gonggong has an unusually slow rotation, taking more than 22 hours to complete a single spin, and this sluggish day may be the result of tidal interactions with its tiny moon, Xianglu. Orbiting the Sun at a distance that takes about 554 years to complete, Gonggong exists in a realm where light is faint and time stretches wide. Its path is eccentric and tilted, a gentle arc carved in the frozen silence of the outer solar system. In this vast, distant periphery, where gravity holds its breath and starlight arrives like a memory, Gonggong drifts through dreamlike shadows, a water spirit turned celestial, circling the outer dark in endless hush. Fact 51. Ixion, a large object in the Kuiper belt, travels the distant outskirts of the solar system on a slow, elongated orbit that takes nearly 249 Earth years to complete. With an estimated diameter of around 4 to 100 miles, it is considered a possible dwarf planet. Discovered in 2001, Ixion's reddish hue hints at a surface tinged with tholins, created by the slow transformation of methane ice under the influence of cosmic radiation. Though little is known about its finer details, its rotation likely lasts about 10 hours, turning slowly in the cold beyond Neptune. Scientists believe Ixion is part of the population of objects that includes Pluto and Eris, remnants from the early solar system wrapped in layers of ice and cosmic memory. In this realm of frigid stillness and dim light, Ixion continues its ancient orbit, a quiet traveler moving in the silence between stars and the ghostly boundaries of the sun's reach, a small world holding centuries of unseen movement in frozen calm. Fact 52. Salacia, a large and distant object in the Kuiper belt, orbits the Sun roughly 4.2 billion miles away, taking about 271 Earth years to complete one journey through space. Named after the Roman goddess of salt water, Salacia spans approximately 530 miles in diameter and travels with a small moon called Actaea. Its surface is believed to be a mix of rock and ice, with a subdued sheen that reflects only a small portion of the faint sunlight that reaches it. Salacia exists on the gentle edge where the solar system fades into interstellar dusk, far from the bright company of planets. Slowly rotating every 6.5 hours, this dark and tranquil world holds its secrets in silence, untouched by storms or seasons. As it drifts through the outer calm, Salacia moves with the rhythm of ancient waters frozen in time, a silent sea carved into stone, turning gently where eternity whispers in cold, forgotten orbits. And so we end our quiet journey here, at the distant threshold of light, with dreams adrift in the hush of a celestial night. Sleep well, traveler of stars. Fact 53. Varuna, a distant object in the Kuiper belt, spins rapidly through the cold reaches of space, completing a full rotation in just under 7 hours. This quick spin is enough to stretch Varuna into an elongated, slightly egg-shaped body rather than a sphere, measuring roughly 400 miles across at its widest point. First discovered in 2000, Varuna is named after a Vedic deity of water and cosmic order, a fitting title for a world that drifts through the deep with silent dignity. Its surface is dark and somewhat reflective, composed of water ice and possibly organic compounds, giving it a subdued, reddish sheen. Varuna orbits the Sun at a distance of about 4 billion miles, completing a single revolution every 284 years. Though small and seldom glimpsed, it belongs to a family of ancient wanderers that carry the history of the early solar system in their frozen bones. In the quiet orbit where icy light still touches dark rock, Varuna twirls in rhythm with forgotten myths and the gentle pull of timeless drift. Fact 54. Huya, another trans-Neptunian object nestled in the scattered reaches of the Kuiper Belt, journeys far from the warmth of the inner solar system. Discovered in 2000, Huya spans roughly 250 miles in diameter and takes about 248 Earth years to complete its elongated orbit around the Sun. Its surface, like many distant icy bodies, appears dark and coated in Tholin's organic compounds formed by solar radiation acting on methane. Huya belongs to a class of objects known as Plutinos, sharing a special orbital resonance with Neptune that keeps its path gravitationally balanced despite its remoteness. No moons have yet been confirmed around Huya, and its rotation period remains a mystery, cloaked in shadow and distance. Floating quietly on the threshold of the known solar system, Huya turns in isolation, a spectral ember in the black sea of space. Here, at the crossroads of motion and stillness, the cold hums softly, and the fabric of time loosens, offering sleep and silence to those who listen. Good night, and let your dreams wander. Fact 55. 2002 TC 302, a distant inhabitant of the Kuiper Belt, glides along a remote orbit that extends more than 7 billion miles from the Sun at its farthest. Measuring approximately 300 miles across, this trans-Neptunian object follows a slow elliptical path that takes 417 years to complete a single revolution. Its surface is thought to be coated in frozen methane and nitrogen, giving it a pale, muted glow under the faint whisper of starlight. Rotating on its axis in just under 6 hours, TC302 spins quietly in an area of space few objects call home. Discovered in 2002, its presence is a subtle reminder that the solar system's story stretches well beyond its familiar planets, into an archipelago of icy bodies forgotten by light but held gently by gravity. Here in this deep boundary, where silence reigns supreme and night never ends, TC302 drifts slowly onward, a lone traveler and ancient witness to the glacial ballet of time that dances ever outward into dreams. Fact 56. 2007 or 10, one of the largest unnamed dwarf planets, drifts slowly through the Kuiper Belt on a distant and ponderous journey around the Sun, estimated to be between 800 and 950 miles in diameter. It is among the largest objects in the solar system yet to receive a formal name. Its surface is reddish, likely stained by long-lived tholins, and it is believed to be covered in gases like methane, slowly freezing in the outer dark. The object spins slowly, taking over 45 hours to complete a rotation, and circles the Sun once every 550 years. A small moon has been discovered orbiting it, suggesting that this remote body might one day reveal more about the early solar system. In the extreme hush beyond Neptune's whisper, where time slows and stars seem barely to move, 2007 or 10 glides through the velvet dark with patience, a slumbering titan unbothered by names, waiting with quiet dignity on the edge of cosmic memory, where all stories become dreams and every orbit flows like sleep through space. Fact 57. 2015 RR 245. a distant object in the scattered stretch of the Kuiper Belt, sweeps through a lonely arc nearly 7.4 billion miles from the Sun at its farthest point. Estimated to be around 435 miles in diameter, this icy traveler circles the Sun once every 733 Earth years. With a reddish surface likely coated in tholins and frozen volatiles, 2015 RR245 is a quiet remnant of planetary formation, untouched by sunlight's warmth or the bustle of nearby worlds. Scientists first spotted it through the Canada-France Ecliptic Plane Survey, where it stood out as a pale ember against the reach of black sky and time. Though much about it remains hushed in mystery, its presence reminds us that the solar system is not neatly defined, but full of faint whispers that spin slowly at the edge of known light. And so, we close our journey in this quiet, drifting place, where every object carries the lullaby of creation and every orbit rocks softly through the cradle of a sleeping universe. May your dreams flow like gravity, steady and still, through the long night of stars. Fact 58, 2012 VP113, sometimes nicknamed Biden after the year of its discovery, is one of the most distant known objects bound to our Sun, with an orbit that reaches nearly 84 billion miles from the center of the solar system. Estimated to be about 280 miles in diameter, it belongs to a class of distant bodies called inner Oort cloud objects, thought to be influenced by the gravity of unseen forces far beyond Neptune. Its orbit is highly elongated, taking more than 4,000 Earth years to complete one full revolution, and yet it remains gently hinged to the Sun by thin threads of gravity and time. Little is known about its composition, but its faded pinkish hue suggests the presence of icy organics etched by the cold breath of cosmic radiation. Like a whisper pressed against the bounds of interstellar silence, 2012 VP113 drifts slowly beyond the Kuiper Belt, a bead of ice on the hem of the solar veil, brushing softly against the edge of the known. And now, as we close our eyes and let these quiet worlds slip into dreams, may the rhythm of orbits guide your rest, and the mysteries of space cradle your thoughts like distant lullabies. Sleep well, and drift onward beneath the stars. Fact 59, 1995 TL8, a dim and distant object in the outer solar system, traces a path far beyond the orbits of the giant planets. Estimated at roughly 250 miles across, it belongs to the scattered disk class of trans-Neptunian objects, meaning its orbit is wide, elongated, and tilted, taking it over 1 to 100 astronomical units from the Sun, at times more than twice Pluto's average distance. Discovered in 1995, little is known about this icy wanderer, except that it likely possesses a reddish surface from tholins formed by cosmic rays acting on its frozen materials. With an orbital period over 1,000 Earth years, 1995 TL8 spends most of its life drifting through twilight space, where each moment is stretched by the sheer stillness of distance. In the hush of its slow journey, it becomes not just a moonless speck in the map of the cosmos, but a quiet pulse of celestial rhythm. And as it spins unseen beyond the edge of sunlight, so too do our thoughts settle, floating freely through the soft silence between stars. Let this final breath of cosmic wonder carry you inward towards stillness, where sleep is deep and time dissolves into stardust. Fact 60, 2004 XR190, nicknamed Buffy by astronomers, is a scattered disk object with one of the most unusual and distant orbits known in our solar system. Estimated to be around 3 to 100 miles wide, Buffy's path takes it out to nearly 50 billion miles at its most distant, yet its orbit remains remarkably circular and steeply tilted, about 47 degrees from the plane of the solar system. This strange trajectory remains a puzzle, suggesting the past influence of a massive, unseen force, perhaps a distant planet or the subtle tug of passing stars. Its surface, likely composed of frozen volatiles and coated with weathered tholins, reflects the pale footsteps of ancient sunlight. Discovered in 2004, Buffy challenges our understanding of outer solar dynamics, whispering of forces still cloaked in cosmic fog. As Buffy sweeps silently through the far reaches of space, it carries with it this mystery untouched, like a page at the edge of a vast unwritten book. And now, dear listener, our journey through 100 planetary wonders draws to a quiet close. May the echoes of these distant worlds drift beside you into sleep, settling softly like cosmic snow across the fields of your dreams. Sleep well beneath the endless celestial hush. Fact 61. 90377 Sedna stands as one of the most mysterious bodies in the outer solar system, orbiting in a vast ellipse that takes it up to 84 billion miles from the Sun at its aphelion. Its full journey around the Sun spans an astonishing 11,400 Earth years, placing it among the most remote known objects still gravitationally tethered to our star. Measuring approximately 620 miles in diameter, Sedna's reddish surface is lightly coated with frozen methane, nitrogen, and tholins, shaped by eons of cosmic radiation. Its discovery in 2003 added compelling evidence for the existence of the elusive inner Oort cloud, a thin boundary where the solar system begins to blur into the realm of nearby stars. Sedna rotates slowly, taking roughly 10 hours to complete one day, and despite its desolate path, it offers glimpses of a cosmos far beyond the reach of planets. Out where warmth scarcely travels and starlight drips like silver ink across black velvet, Sedna sails in majestic isolation, a frozen whisper marking the edge of home and the beginning of the great unknown. And now, as the final note of this celestial lullaby fades into silence, may your own orbit carry you gently into dreams. Sleep deeply, traveler, wrapped in the stillness of the stars. Fact 62. 2000 CR 105 is a distant and enigmatic body orbiting in the far outer reaches of our solar system, with a path that takes it over 200 astronomical units from the Sun, nearly 5 times farther than Neptune. Estimated to be about 200 miles across, it may be one of many transitional objects that inhabit a zone between the scattered disk and the mysterious inner Oort cloud. Its orbit is highly elliptical and tilted, requiring thousands of years to complete a single revolution around the Sunday. Unlike the neatly looping paths of planets, 2000 CR 105's journey evokes the image of a drifting snowflake on a celestial wind, shaped by ages of gravitational nudges and ancient migrations. Discovered in 2000, it remains shrouded in the dusky veil of distance, reminding us how much of our own cosmic backyard lies hidden in shadowed silence. As this final fact floats softly into your thoughts, let the night deepen and the stars stretch wide, until all that remains is the hush between heartbeats, where memory mingles with starlight and your sleep can begin. Good night, and dream gently among the planets. Fact 63. 2013 FY27. A large object in the distant Kuiper belt travels a solitary path billions of miles from the Sunday, measuring approximately 460 miles in diameter. It is among the largest trans-Neptunian objects yet discovered, its surface darkened by time and cosmic rays. Astronomers believe it may be composed of water, ice, and organic-rich compounds, creating a reddish sheen that reflects the quiet burn of distant starlight. With an orbit taking thousands of years to complete and a rotation lasting nearly 11 hours, 2013 FY27 spins slowly in a region where the solar system fades into the unknown. A small satellite discovered nearby circles it silently, the two locked in an ancient duet hidden from nearly all eyes. As 2013 FY27 drifts further into deep twilight, it hums with the last echoes of creation, offering its secrets only to the stillness. And with its final whisper, we draw the curtain on our 100 dreamy facts. Let these distant worlds linger softly in the mind, like footprints in space's snow, carrying you gently into starlit sleep, far beyond thought and deeper than dreams. Fact 64. 2014 UZ224, affectionately nicknamed DD for distant dwarf, is one of the most remote known objects orbiting our Sunday. Discovered using data from the Dark Energy Survey, this icy world lies nearly 9 billion miles away from the Sun, taking over 1,100 Earth years to complete a single orbit. Measuring about 3 to 195 miles in diameter, DD is large enough to be considered a possible dwarf planet, its surface cloaked in reflective ice and gently baked by the faintest gleam of distant light. Rotating once every 13 hours, it spins steadily in a realm where silence rules and time flows differently. No moon has yet been found to accompany it, leaving DD as a solitary figure winding slowly through the chilled outlands of the solar system. It is one of the last whispers before space turns fully to interstellar ink, a pale bead drifting among shadows, too far for sunrises, too quiet for light. With this final sigh from the outer dark, our 100 planetary meditations come to a close. May they accompany you into dreams where gravity feels light, time flows slow, and the cosmos breathes in peaceful rhythm. Fact 65. 2003 HB57, an elusive traveler of the distant Kuiper Belt, orbits the Sun along a path that carries it across the deep outskirts of our solar system. Estimated to be about 225 miles across, this trans-Neptunian object remains largely hidden from view, with only limited observations tracing its position across the quiet heavens. Its surface is likely made of ice and rock, darkened by radiation and time, and its orbit spans hundreds of years in a soft, elongated arc. Discovered in 2003, HB57 is one of the many spectral points of light that remind us how much of the outer solar system remains unknown, a realm painted with silence and pale, drifting memory. It spins without a sound, beyond the realm of planets and moons, where the sun's light fades into a glow more dream than fire. Here, with this final whisper in the great planetary lullaby, we close our slow journey. May the peace of this starlit drift cradle your thoughts and soothe your breath as you fade gently into sleep, wrapped in the deep hush of the universe. Good night, soft traveler, and dream far. Fact 66. 2008 ST291, a dim and icy sentinel of the Kuiper Belt, slides along a lonely trajectory nearly 5.8 billion miles from the Sun. With an estimated diameter of roughly 250 miles, this trans-Neptunian object is one of countless minor bodies that quietly chart their courses beyond Neptune's faint pull. Discovered in 2008, its orbit unfolds over centuries, arcing through a realm where sunlight barely touches and no seasons call. Its surface, shrouded in darkness and time, is likely coated in the aged residue of frozen methane and tholins, giving it a reddish tint that reddens further with every passing eon. As 2008 ST291 drifts in near-total silence, untouched by atmosphere or warmth, it becomes one more soft note in a near-infinite chord, a lullaby made of orbits rather than sound, of shadows folded into stars. And so our journey finds its closing breath, here in this final drift, beyond the edges of the known. Let the dreams of distant planets guide your rest now, where every orbit is a cradle and every star a light left on while you sleep. Fact 67. 2005 QU182, a distant and little-known object in the far-off stretches beyond Neptune, sweeps through a remote orbit that reaches more than 8 billion miles from the Sunday. Estimated to be about 250 miles in diameter, this scattered disk object is part of the outermost generation of icy wanderers formed during the solar system's infancy. Its path around the Sun spans more than 1,150 Earth years, tracing a slow arc deeper into the celestial hush where light fades into memory. Discovered in 2005, QU-182 is believed to possess a surface darkened by age and cosmic rays, with stains of frozen methane and organic compounds etched into its frosty crust. It rotates gently, likely taking hours to complete a single turn, though its true rhythm remains uncertain beneath the veil of distance. In this high-latitude realm of soft gravity and dim reflection, 2005 QU-182 joins the chorus of frozen songlines, a final voice in the lullaby of planetary breath. This world whispers in orbits, and as its path fades into the long hush of the unknown, so too may your thoughts drift now unbound and calmly weightless into endless, quiet night. Sleep well, and let the cosmos hold you. Fact 68. 2010 GB 174, a far-flung traveller from the extended scattered disk, meanders through one of the most remote orbits ever recorded. Estimated to be about 190 miles in diameter, this small, icy body lies so distant that it spends much of its journey beyond 90 billion miles from the Sun, in regions where the solar wind fades and true night begins. Its orbit takes over 2,000 Earth years to complete, tracing a serene and elongated ellipse deep into the cosmic wilderness. Little is known of its composition besides that it likely holds water, ice, and complex organics, bearing the reddish hue of tholins long exposed to interstellar radiation. Discovered in 2010, GB 174 exists as a quiet note near the Oort cloud's edge, one of the final echoes of the solar system's breath. And now, gentle listener, we come to rest at the threshold, where knowledge dims and dreams begin. Let these drifting worlds cradle your thoughts through the dark, tranquil sea of sleep, and may their patient paths guide your own night voyage calm, unhurried, and endless. Good night, and dream softly under the slow spinning sky. Fact 69. 2014 FE72 is one of the most extreme solar system wanderers ever discovered, journeying on a massive orbit that extends far past the traditional planetary realms. Its aphelion, the farthest point from the Sun, lies more than 2,500 astronomical units away, equivalent to over 230 billion miles, estimated to be over 3 to 100 miles across. 2014 FE72 is a suspected member of the inner Oort cloud, and it spends most of its multi-millennia orbit in the uncharted dark beyond the light's reach. Scientists glimpse it only during the rare moments when its path swings relatively close, allowing telescopes a fleeting look at its distant shimmer. With a surface likely coated in ancient ices and red tholins, it drifts like a solitary ember from long before planets took shape. Out in these frozen reaches, time is nearly still, and each orbit becomes a whisper flowing through the deep black hush of space. And so, as this final world passes through your imagination, let the lull of its drifting path be your companion into sleep. Close your eyes, breathe slowly, and let the hush of the cosmos tuck you in beneath a starlit sky. Sleep well, dream long, and let the silence carry you home. Fact 70. 2018 AG37, also known as Far Out, currently holds the record as the most distant object observed in our solar system. Estimated to be about 250 miles wide, it traces an orbit that takes it at least 132 astronomical units from the Sun, nearly 12.3 billion miles away. Discovered in 2018 and confirmed years later, its full path remains uncertain, but early models suggest an orbital period of more than 1,000 years. With such a vast and remote trajectory, its motion is visible only across long patience and darkness. The light it receives from the Sun takes over 18 hours to reach it, falling upon ancient ice untouched by heat or season. Likely reddish from tholins and ethereal in reflection, Farfarut travels at the very edge of awareness, where the solar system blends softly into the greater fabric of the galaxy. And here, in this most remote breath of our planetary family, our journey into the dreaming sky finds its last note. Let these 100 quiet truths about the planets whisper gently into your rest. May your sleep be as still as Triton's frost, as slow as Eris's year, and as luminous as Earth turning through morning mist. Good night, and drift safely where the stars remember. Fact 71. 2021 PH27, a recently discovered asteroid, holds the unique distinction of having the shortest known orbital period of any object orbiting the Sun, completing one full circuit in just 113 days. This swift traveler weaves a tight loop that carries it closer to the Sun than Mercury, subjecting it to intense heat and gravitational forces that gradually alter its path. Measuring roughly 3,300 feet across, 2021 PH 27 experiences temperatures so high that its rocky surface may begin to melt during its closest approaches, glowing faintly with the heat of proximity. It belongs to a rare class called Atira asteroids, spending most of its time inside Earth's orbit, nearly invisible against the Sun's glare. Scientists believe it may be a fragment of a once larger world, pulled into this scorching orbit by past planetary interactions. As 2021 PH27 speeds endlessly through the inner solar wind, it remains a final, fiery ember in the dark, a whisper of velocity and heat nestled among the quieter dreams of distant ice. May this closing note of our journey, brisk and bright, cradle you gently, reminding you that even amidst stillness, some stories race, unseen, through the heart of the cosmos. Sleep safely now, traveler of time, as the universe sings into silence. Fact 72. 3,753 Cruithne, often called Earth's second moon in poetic terms, is not a moon in the traditional sense, but rather a small asteroid that shares a peculiar orbital relationship with Earth. Measuring roughly 3 miles across, it follows a horseshoe-shaped path that keeps it in a cosmic dance with our planet, looping ahead and behind in a synchronized rhythm that takes about 770 years to complete one full cycle. Though it never comes dangerously close, Cruithne's orbit intertwines with Earth's in a delicate pattern of gravitational resonance. Discovered in 1986 and named after a Celtic tribe, this co-orbital companion reflects the quiet choreography that exists beyond the ordinary eye, a minor planet echoing our steps from a safe celestial distance. Wrapped in sunlight and shadow, Cruithne traces Earth's presence like a soft memory in motion, always near, yet forever drifting. And now, dear dreamer, as this gentle truth slips into place, may its orbit guide you into restful slumber, carried by celestial rhythms and the lull of invisible tides. Sleep deeply, and let the stars watch over you. Fact 73. 469,219 Camo Oaliwa, a quasi-satellite of Earth, follows our planet through space with a soft echo of companionship. Roughly 164 feet in diameter, this small asteroid loops around the Sun in a path that closely mirrors Earth's, remaining nearby through a subtle gravitational tether. Discovered in 2016, Camo Oaliwa, meaning the oscillating fragment in Hawaiian, is believed to be a fragment of Earth's own moon, broken free by an ancient impact, and now drifting beside us in quiet orbit. Its movement forms a graceful spiral across the sky, as seen from Earth, a gentle pulse of stone that dances just beyond reach. Though it is far too faint to see with the naked eye, it remains one of the nearest known companions in the asteroid world, offering a soft reminder that even in solitude, we are not alone. And now, as our final fact glides softly past, let this truth settle gently into your thoughts that the universe is not only vast but full of silent kinship, its tender mysteries cradling you through sleep. Close your eyes, and let the planets keep their eternal watch as you drift into night's embrace. And so, our cosmic voyage draws to a hushed and gentle close. Through ice and fire, moons and orbits, ancient collisions and distant silences, we have drifted quietly through the starlit corridors of our solar family. From Mercury's shimmering heat to the shadowed hush of Pluto's outer kin, each world has whispered a lullaby of time and distance, each orbit a slow breath in space's infinite rhythm. Let all these softly spoken facts wrap around you now like a blanket of stardust, holding you steady as your thoughts fade and dreams begin. The night stretches long, the stars shimmer like old stories, and far above, the silent watchers continue their patient dance. Sleep now, under the gentle sway of the cosmos. Let your breath fall into pace with the turning planets, and rest, calm and deep, beneath the watchful hush of a dreaming universe. Good night. And now, dear traveler, as we reach the gentle edge of our shared journey beneath the stars, let your mind rest where memory and mystery meet. We've wandered through facts that flow like starlight, each a snowflake of the cosmos, unique and falling slowly into dreams. In every orbit, every distant moon, and every frozen echo of light, the universe has offered us not only knowledge, but calm. Let the rhythm of gravitational dance continue to whisper around you, unseen but deeply felt. Sleep now, bathed in the soft glow of Saturn's rings, under the steady hum of distant Neptune's wind. Dream of ice and fire, of forgotten moons and fire-forged hearts, and feel yourself weightless, deeply still, cradled by a sky that holds all things, including you. Good night, and may the silence between the stars always bring you peace. And now, as the stars continue their slow drift and your breath mirrors the rhythm of circling moons, we take our final step into silence. This journey, sculpted from stardust, aged in billions of years, cooled by dark reaches, and warmed by distant suns, was not just about planets, but about feeling the hush of motion itself. You've listened to 100 truths, each soft as snowfall, each steeped in the mystery of cosmic design. Let them settle like dew upon your thoughts, gentle and unhurried. Tonight, there is no need to remember or to reach, only to rest, wrapped in the slow melody of the universe. And whenever sleep finds you, be it now or in some quiet tomorrow, may it always carry echoes of distant planets, turning still in the background of all things. Sleep well, and drift gently into the long, luminous night. And so, with hearts quieted and stars dimming softly over the horizon of thought, our voyage is complete. These 100 truths, like lanterns in the dark, now float gently behind the eyes, glowing faint in the hush of sleep. There is nothing more for this night, no more moons or ancient turns of orbit, no winds from Neptune or echoes from the belt, only the stillness that comes after the final world is named. May the silence now become your own, stretching wide as galaxies, steady as time, and kind as shadow. Let memory slip away, leaving only calm. Sleep well, soft traveler between the stars, and carry their stories with you like a breath held in velvet. The cosmos continues, but for now, you rest. Good night. And now, the last glow fades beyond the celestial page, and our 100 quiet truths nestle into silence like stars settling into dusk. You flow gently through worlds near and far, from Mercury's heat to the frozen breath of distant orbits. Let this final breath of our voyage blanket you in peace. No more turning moons or whispering winds, only the calm that follows a long, starlit story. Drift now, not to ends but to rest, where gravity feels like falling into dreams, and time, like a lullaby, softens everything it touches. Sleep well, beloved listener, and may the hush of the planets rock you gently into the night. Good night.